Indonesia, alma mater tercinta, junjungan kita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today, with Miss Intan in Cross-Cultural Understanding class, we will learn about proxemics. The learning objectives of these sessions are students are able to understand the proxemics and implement the proxemics during everyday communication. And what is proxemics itself? So, proxemics, we will learn about the space language to communicate while keeping a distance and the amount of distance we need and the amount of space we perceive as belonging to us is influenced by a number of factors, including social norms, situated factors, personality characteristics, and level of familiarity. And definition and history. So proxemics itself is the study of human use of space and the effects that population density has on behavior, communications, and social interactions. Proxemics is one among several subcategories in the study of non-verbal communications, including haptics or touch, kinesics or body movements, vocalics or paralanguage, and chronemics or structure of time. According to Edward T. Hall, the cultural anthropologist who coined this item in 1963, the hidden dimension, Hall emphasized the impact of proxemic behavior or the use of space on interpersonal communications. Proxemics remains a hidden component of interpersonal communications that is uncovered through observations and strongly influenced by the culture. Here is the picture. So there are three people. In the middle of these two guys, there is a woman, and every culture has a rules about the space between people. We are not conscious of the rules, but we feel uncomfortable when the rules are broken. And in the United States, people use one of four zones. First, intimate zone. Second is personal zone. Third is social zone. And the fourth is the public zone. Culture is important in the USA. People prefer the personal or the social zone because it is an independent culture. Meanwhile, in Asian culture are more collective and people prefer intimate zone. And according to Hall, or we call it as Hall's model, space, personal space is an example of a mobile form of territory. A Japanese person who needs less space thus will stand closer to an American, inadvertently making the American uncomfortable. And some people need bigger homes, bigger cars, bigger offices, driven by cultural factors. For example, the space in America needs greater use of space, whilst Japanese needs less space or partly as a result of limited useful space in Japan. And what about Indonesia? Here is the picture. So the proxemics is the study of space around us, how we arrange it and what we arrange in it. It is the personal space language. For example, the distance between two strangers is more but not so between two friends. The first picture is okay and then the second picture is not okay. And this is the theory of proxemics and belonging identities. From the public, the psychosocial development, gender, religion, ethnicity, race, economics, nutrition, medical care, class, language, politics, education, geography, sports teams, and climate. Meanwhile, from the cultural social, church, AA or NA, clubs, societies, groups, organizations, team sports, and neighborhoods. And from the personal is 3 until 5, authentic friendships, and intimate is sexual. And personal space in the US. In the United States, personal space is highly valued and considered an important aspect of respectful social interactions. Here is an overview. So general distance expectations, the intimate distance between 0 until 18 inches reserved for a close relationship, for example, family, romantic partners. Meanwhile, for the personal distance, 1.5 until 4 feet for conversations with friends and acquaintances. And then for the social distance, 4 until 12 feet for strangers strangers, or personal interactions, for example, the meetings. And for the public distance, 12 plus feet for the public speaking or large gatherings. And for the cultural traits, Americans typically prefer more space than people from many other cultures. Standing too close may be seen as invasive or aggressive, and people may apologize if they accidentally enter someone's space, for example, in a line or a crowded place, and touching is less common in initial interactions unless among the close friends. And here is the common examples. In conversations, people often stand at arm's length, and in public places like elevators or buses, people tend to spread out if possible. And during the greetings, a firm handshake is common, but hugs are usually reserved for friends or family. And here is the picture. So there are 6 people there, and we can see the circles, the first circle, second circle, the third until outside the circle. And here is the proxemics, the distance between 2 or more individuals, the intimates 2 feet away from your body. So people emotionally close to you are allowed to enter the zone. And then for the personal, 1 handshake away, the distance you would stand during the friendly gathering. And then for the social, about 2 arm lengths away, the distance you'd stand with people you don't know well. And then for the public, over 3.6 meters away, the distance you feel comfortable when addressing a big group. This is also the picture of personal space, intimate zone, friend zone, social zone, and also audience zones. And this is also the pictures between USA and versus Italy. So people in the elevator in North America, meanwhile, the same people if they grew up in Italy. Here is the description. So the image humorously illustrates the cultural differences in the personal space between North America and Italy, particularly in an elevator setting. In the US or in North America, so in the left panel, so people are standing safely and avoiding eye contact. They keep to themselves, showing in minimal interactions, and their personal space boundaries are evident. They stand apart from each other even in confined spaces. And this reflects the American culture value of privacy, individualism, and respecting boundaries. And Italy, in the right panel, so the same individuals are now animated, smiling, and talking. They are closer together using hand gestures and appear engaged in friendly conversations. This portrays the Italian cultural norm of warm expressiveness and a more relaxed approach to personal space. And for the conclusions, the Americans prefer more personal space, especially in public or unfamiliar settings. Italians are generally more comfortable with close proximity and casual physical or social contact. This comic highlights how cultural background shapes behavior in shared space like the elevators. And then for the intimate zone, this zone starts with personal touch and extends just to 18 inches. Members of the family, lovers, spouses, relatives, and parents fall under this zone. Best example is mother-child relationship. No words are spoken. If at all something spoken, it's just some whispering sounds. Other individuals come closer to very brief period and only under special circumstances when they want to congratulate you, sympathize with you, or console you. A handshake, a pat on the back, or a hug all come into this zone. And this is the examples of the personal space. So this previous image, the title Examples of Personal Space, presents 2 photo examples that highlight how people manage physical distance in social interactions. From the left side, or the group setting, shows that 4 individuals seated around the table outdoors. They appear to be engaged in light conversations or socializing, maintaining comfortable distance between each other, and chairs are spaced out slightly, suggesting a casual and respectful use of personal space, possibly in a North American or similarly space-conscious culture. The atmosphere is friendly but not overly close, reflecting balanced personal space norms. Meanwhile, on the right side, one-on-one setting shows a man and a woman sitting on a bench. Both are leaning away from each other slightly, arms crossed with visible space between them. And this body language and space suggest that they are not in an intimate relationships or might be uncomfortable, cautious, or engaged in a serious or awkward conversations. This personal space is more pronounced here, possibly reflecting a need for boundaries or formality. And in the interpretation, these examples or those pictures shows how people adjust interpersonal distance based on the context, group for example, versus pair. Culture, relationship type, and comfort level influence how close we choose to sit or stand next to others. Nonverbal cues like body orientations and crossed arms can signal personal space needs. And this is the examples of social space. So we can see there are three pictures. This image titled Examples of Social Space provides visual representations of environments where social distance is typically maintained, spaces where people interact but are not physically or emotionally close. So let's break down each part. The top left image or the lounge area, a small group of people is seated in a comfortable, informal space, possibly a common room or waiting area. And each person has their own chair, maintaining a distance of about 4 to 12 feet, typically, or social distance. The setting encourages light conversations or passive engagement, for example, watching TV and reading. And the top right image, the cafeteria or the dining hall, a large open space where many small groups are seated at tables. People are socializing or working in a public but semi-private environment. This represents a casual social space such as a university dining area or cafe where strangers and acquaintances might share the same environment without close interactions. And then at the bottom center image, we can see a study or workspace, a group of individuals working at a shared table in a modern academic or office setting. And people are in close proximity for collaborative or quiet activities such as group projects or studying. This illustrates a professional social space where the focus is on task, but people still observe respectful boundaries. So the key concept for the social space is that refers to interactions among the acquaintances or colleagues, not intimates, friends, or strangers. And distances typically range from 4 until 12 feet. And these examples show that physical proximity doesn't always mean emotional closeness. Context and purpose define the interactions. And this is the public space. So the public space is the space that characterizes how close we sit or stand to someone, like a public figure or public speaker. So if you are at an event listening to a professor give a lecture, you are probably 12 until 25 feet away. This is the examples of the public space. So there are two pictures. This image titled Examples of Public Spaces illustrates environments where people are in public settings, often surrounded by the strangers with limited personal interactions and greater physical distance from speakers or performers. True physical crowding may still occur. And then on the left image, outdoor public speaker shows a man speaking to a crowd in an open space, possibly a park or a plaza. He is elevated on a pole or platform, creating clear spatial distance between himself and the audience. And this scene represents public speaking or a demonstrations where the focus is one-directional communication, and the speaker maintains a public distance of 12 feet or more, typical for addressing large groups. And for the right image or indoor crowd, it depicts a large dense crowd in what seems to be a shopping center, subway stations, or concert space. People are physically close but socially disconnected. They may not know each other personally. So this is common in urban public environments where proximity is forced due to high density, yet public distance rules still apply. For example, limited interactions, minimal eye contact, No touching unless necessary. Here is a brief description of 3 types of the space. First is the personal space. The distance is between 1.5 until 4 feet, used with friends or family for private or emotional conversations and, for example, chatting with a friend or at the cafe. And for the social space, the distance between 4 until 12 feet, used with acquaintances or classmates for group work or casual interactions. For example, studying in a library with peers. And for the public space, the distance between 12 feet or more, used with strangers or large groups. For speeches, performances, or crowds, for example, listening to a speaker in a public park. Here is also the personal space etiquette. This image titles Personal Space Etiquette humorously illustrates proper and improper ways to respect personal space in public. At the top left, or the arm's length rule, shows 2 individuals standing at arm's length distance. This symbolizes the ideal space between people during a conversation to avoid discomfort. It reflects a common cultural guidelines in places like the US, where people value personal space. And at the top right, our personal bubble depicts a person standing inside a dotted circle with arms stretched out. This personal bubble represents an invisible boundary people maintain to feel safe and comfortable. Invading this space is often seen as rude or intrusive, especially with the strangers. And this is at the bottom sections or queuing behavior. Top rows shows people standing in line with proper spacing, arm's length apart. At the bottom row shows people crowding together with no space in between. It emphasizes that even in lines, respecting space is part of a good social etiquette. And this is the key message from that kind of picture. Respecting personal space through distance, boundaries, and proper queuing is a sign of good manners, especially in cultures where individual comfort and privacy are valued. And this is the end of our sessions for today. See you on the next sessions in Cross-Cultural Understanding class. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.